There's nothing quite like the feeling of a fish biting your line. The sudden tug, the fight, the anticipation, it's exhilarating. But what happens when the bites just aren't coming? One of the biggest mistakes anglers make is choosing the wrong bait. Think of it from the fish's perspective. Would you eat a plate of food you didn't find appetizing? Fish are the same way. They have preferences, and using the right bait can make all the difference between a successful fishing trip and a frustrating day on the water. Don't worry though, understanding bait selection isn't rocket science. With a little knowledge and some practice, you'll be reeling in your catch of the day in no time. So let's dive in and explore the fascinating world of bait selection. Before you even think about bait, you need to know what you're fishing for. Understanding the habits and preferences of different fish species is crucial for a successful fishing trip. Fish, like any other creature, have their favorite foods. Each species has its own unique diet and behavior, which can vary depending on the time of year, water temperature, and even the time of day. Some fish are opportunistic feeders, meaning they'll eat just about anything that comes their way. Others are more selective, preferring specific types of food that are abundant in their natural habitat. Some are fierce predators, always on the hunt for their next meal. These carnivorous fish, like pike or bass, are attracted to baits that mimic their natural prey. They are often found lurking in areas where smaller fish are abundant, ready to strike at any moment. Others are more laid back, content to graze on whatever vegetation they can find. These herbivorous fish, such as carp, prefer plant-based baits and are usually found in areas with plenty of aquatic plants. Carnivorous fish, like pike or bass, are attracted to baits that mimic their natural prey. Think minnows, worms, or even artificial lures that look and move like small fish. These baits can be incredibly effective in luring predatory fish out of their hiding spots. Minnows, worms, or even artificial lures that look and move like small fish are excellent choices for these predators. The key is to match the bait to the natural prey of the fish you're targeting. Herbivorous fish, on the other hand, prefer plant-based baits. These fish are often found in areas with abundant vegetation, where they can graze on algae, plants, and other plant-based materials. Corn, bread, and even algae can be effective for species like carp or grass carp. These baits are readily available and can be easily prepared, making them a popular choice among anglers targeting herbivorous fish. Knowing your target fish is essential. It's like knowing what kind of restaurant to take your friend to. You wouldn't take a vegetarian to a steakhouse, would you? Similarly, you need to choose the right bait for the fish you're trying to catch. It's like knowing what kind of restaurant to take your friend to. You wouldn't take a vegetarian to a steakhouse, would you? Just as you wouldn't serve a meat lover a salad, you need to match your bait to the dietary preferences of the fish. You wouldn't take a vegetarian to a steakhouse, would you? The same principle applies to fishing. By understanding the dietary habits and preferences of different fish species, you can increase your chances of a successful catch. So before you head out on your next fishing adventure, take the time to learn about the fish you're targeting. It will make all the difference in your fishing experience. Now that you understand the dietary needs of your fish, let's talk about size. You wouldn't use a tiny hook to catch a massive catfish, would you? The same logic applies to bait. Larger fish need larger baits to pique their interest. A big juicy worm might entice a hefty bass, while a smaller panfish might prefer a few wriggling maggots. Matching the size of your bait to the size of your target fish is crucial for success. Think about it like this: a small snack might satisfy a small appetite, but a large predator needs a substantial meal to feel satisfied. Keep this in mind when selecting your bait, and you'll increase your chances of a successful hookup. From rivers to reefs, the environment you're fishing in also plays a significant role in bait selection. Freshwater and saltwater environments are like different worlds, each with its own unique ecosystem and therefore different types of prey fish. In freshwater lakes and rivers, common baits include worms, insects, and small fish. These mimic the natural food sources found in these habitats. Saltwater environments, however, offer a wider variety of options. Shrimp, squid, crabs, and even cut bait fish are all effective choices for saltwater species. Consider the specific location within these environments. A deep, murky lake will require a different approach than a clear, fast-flowing stream. Do your research, observe the environment, and choose your bait accordingly. The changing seasons, adapting your bait to nature's rhythm. As the world around us transitions from one season to the next, so too must our approach to fishing. Each season brings with it unique environmental conditions and fish behaviors that can significantly impact your success on the water. Just like you wouldn't wear a winter coat in the summer, fish behavior and feeding patterns change with the seasons. Understanding these changes is crucial for any angler looking to maximize their catch. Fish are cold-blooded creatures, meaning their body temperature and metabolism are directly influenced by the temperature of the water they inhabit. As water temperatures fluctuate, so do the types of bait that prove most effective. Warmer waters speed up a fish's metabolism, making them more active and requiring more food. Conversely, colder waters slow them down, making them less likely to chase after fast-moving prey. This is why selecting the right bait for the season is so important. In the spring, when fish are spawning and hungry after a long winter, live bait is often the best choice. The warming waters signal the start of the spawning season for many fish species, and they become more aggressive and territorial. This makes them more likely to strike at live bait that invades their space. Worms, minnows, and insects are all excellent options during this time of year. These baits are natural food sources for fish and are readily available in the environment. Using live bait that mimics the natural diet of fish can increase your chances of a successful catch. Summer, with its warmer waters, sees fish become more active and aggressive, making them more receptive to artificial lures that mimic fleeing prey. The increased activity levels of fish during the summer months mean they are more likely to chase after fast-moving lures. This is the perfect time to experiment with different types of artificial lures such as crankbaits, spinnerbaits, and topwater lures. As the water cools in autumn, fish start to bulk up for the winter months. This is a period of transition where fish are preparing for the colder temperatures ahead. They become more focused on feeding and storing energy, making them more likely to go after larger, more substantial baits. Larger baits such as crayfish or cutbait fish can be particularly enticing during this time. These baits provide a high-energy meal that fish are looking for as they prepare for the leaner winter months. Using larger baits can help you target bigger fish that are looking to maximize their energy intake. Winter fishing can be challenging, but using slow-moving baits like mealworms or waxworms can tempt sluggish fish. The cold water temperatures slow down a fish's metabolism, making them less likely to chase after fast-moving prey. Slow-moving baits that mimic the natural behavior of prey in cold water can be more effective in enticing fish to bite. Additionally, fishing during the warmest part of the day, when water temperatures are slightly higher, can increase your chances of success. By understanding and adapting to the seasonal changes in fish behavior and water conditions, you can improve your fishing strategy and increase your chances of a successful catch. Whether you're using live bait in the spring, artificial lures in the summer, larger baits in the autumn, or slow-moving baits in the winter, matching your bait to the season is key to becoming a more effective angler. Sunrise to sunset. Timing is everything in bait selection. The time of day can make or break your fishing experience, and understanding this can significantly improve your chances of a successful catch. Believe it or not, the time of day can significantly impact your bait choice. Early morning, when the world is just waking up, is a magical time for fishing. The water is calm, and fish are often more active, searching for their first meal of the day. Fish, like humans, have their own schedules. They follow a daily routine that dictates their feeding habits and activity levels. Understanding these patterns can give you a significant edge. Some species are most active at dawn and dusk, known as the golden hours of fishing. During these times, the light is low, and fish feel safer venturing out to feed, while others prefer to feed during the heat of the day. Midday fishing can be challenging, but certain species thrive in the warmth and are more likely to bite, or under the cover of darkness. Night fishing opens up a whole new world where different species come out to play, and the quiet of the night can be incredibly peaceful. Early morning and late evening, known as prime time for fishing, are often best for live bait. The low light conditions make fish less wary and more likely to strike, are often best for live bait. Worms, minnows, and insects are irresistible to fish during these low light periods. The natural movement and scent of live bait can be incredibly enticing. Worms, minnows, and insects are irresistible to fish during these low-light periods. The natural movement and scent of live bait can be incredibly enticing, making it a go-to choice for many anglers. As the sun rises and the water warms, fish behavior changes. They may move to deeper, cooler waters or seek shelter under structures. You might have more success with artificial lures that create vibrations and attract attention. These lures can mimic the movement of prey and trigger a predatory response from fish. Night fishing presents a unique set of challenges. The darkness can make it harder to see and navigate, but it also brings out different species that are more active after sunset. Fish rely more on scent and vibration in the dark, as their vision is limited. Using baits that emit strong scents or lures that create noise can help attract fish to your line, making scented baits or noisy lures a good choice. These tools can help fish locate your bait in the dark, increasing your chances of a successful catch. Experiment with different options to see what works best in your local waters. Every fishing spot is unique, and what works in one location might not work in another. Pay attention to the time of day, the weather, and the behavior of the fish to make the best bait selection. Keeping a fishing log can be incredibly helpful. Note down the time of day, the type of bait used, and the success rate. Over time, you'll start to see patterns that can guide your future fishing trips. Don't hesitate to discuss bait choices with fellow anglers. Sharing experiences and tips can provide valuable insights and help you refine your techniques. Teaching the next generation about the importance of timing in bait selection can foster a love for fishing and respect for nature. It's a skill that can be passed down and enjoyed for generations. Remember, fishing is not just about the catch, it's about the experience. Enjoy the process, learn from each trip, and appreciate the beauty of nature. With the right timing and bait selection, you'll find that fishing can be a deeply rewarding activity.